Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Anonymous, and in this channel, we talk about gang stalking, we talk about manipulation, perception. And in this channel, and in this video, I want to talk to you about my current state of gang stalking. So, um, right now, I'm at a place where I'm still confused. However, I'm not connecting anymore. And I'm actually questioning how long have I been in this trance life. The thing is that somehow my perception of reality was changed. Like completely and absolutely. I'm trying to understand how. And one thing that I can tell you for sure is that, today I heard with my own ears someone say he deprogrammed, se desprogramó. But I am at a point where I do not believe believe what I hear, primarily because at this point I am not sure if my mind is actually making these illusions of people talking about this thing, or if they're actually saying it. So what I'm doing is that I am denying everything that I hear or see or feel that has anything to do with gang stalking. Now, I have been observing my thoughts. And one thing that I realized is that I kept seeing people at the gym today, like when I was working out, and they were saying like what I told you that I call the mental commands, because they would just go like and then my mind would think, shut the fuck up. Like I would hear what they were saying, but then it would play the whole thing in my mind. Also, I believe I got called a fag, but then again, it was from someone I didn't know, so I am gonna just assume that I heard that and that had nothing to do with me. Because now that I am denying the reality of gang stalking, that is the only thing that makes sense. It makes sense either that I misheard or that he was thinking of someone else. So I am going to literally just deny everything in every single way, shape, and form that has to do with gang stalking. Now, one thing that happened was that before, loud bangs used to put me in this trance. So what I'm doing now is making those rewiring myself so that every time I hear a loud bang, I fix my posture. So that becomes my focus, to fix my posture, instead of having my mind go back and start imagining people upset, making loud bangs on purpose. This whole thing is too specific for it to just be a delusion of my own. But the thing is that I truly don't know, because I hear things that make no sense, and that only makes sense when the prospect of gang stalking is considered. what I have been doing is keeping my mind away from anything that has to do with gang stalking. For example, I have been continuously telling myself that I'm obsessed with making money, with being successful, and with working out, and that is keeping my mind busy and away from the habits of thinking of gang stalking. Also, when I catch a thought that has to do with gang stalking, for example, when I see a person walking by and looks at me weird, I just think to myself, that person looked at me weird. I don't know why, probably because my hair is a mess, or I don't know, maybe they were thinking of something else when they looked at me. But I am denying the existence of gang stalking in every single way, shape, and form. And the thing is that it, that's actually working. Also, one thing that I must tell you is that something happens at work when there's a lot of stress imposed on me. It's like it puts me in a state where gang stalking becomes real. And the thing is that I cannot trust the things that I hear. I just can't. And I think that actually is better for me to ignore anything that I hear or see that has to do with gang stalking, because that is what put me in this psychological mess in the first place, was paying attention to the things that don't make sense and trying to understand them. So I'm literally just denying its existence. One thing that I have noticed also is that is that people are trying, well, other drug users, those are the ones that are starting to try to connect me. And by that I mean to make me to put me in that psychological state where whatever I perceive is negative. That is putting your mind against you. It is where you perceive everything um, as it is against you. So like something that slightly confuses you, something that makes you angry. I realize that that's one thing that kind of puts me in that state of mind, in the state of mind where everyone is against me. Um, Now, I'm being really well rested. I'm eating a lot. And I'm staying away from drugs. Because, let me tell you, I used. But I used with my new perspective where gang stalking isn't real. And guess what? My my experience with drugs was normal again. I was able to use drugs and not get into that gang stalking mentality. So now I know for sure that it is not the drugs that did that. What I think had happened was that people, they just keep confusing you. It's all about confusing you. And once that happens, you get to this point where your mind kind of flips over. And once it does that, it literally puts everything against you. That's it. And then the rest is like almost on like autopilot. Like you start hearing things as a negative. For example, when someone says hi, you know, if you're connected, you will perceive it as someone, oh, you're high, but telling you that indirectly. You only focus on what is between the lines. That's exactly what happens when when you are in that state of mind. That's why when people are like out and about who are also getting gang stalked, they say that everyone is talking shit to them indirectly. But the truth is that they are not. It is that your perception of reality has been twisted. So you perceive everything as being against you. Even speech that has nothing to do with you. You perceive it as a direct as attack to you. Which adds to the fact that you start believing that everyone is against you. Because you hear everyone say, and that's why you feel that everyone knows you, that everyone knows everything about you, that everyone is following you. Because everyone is talking things that somehow relate to you. But the truth is that it only relates to you because you are perceiving it that way. Not because they know anything about you. That is the truth. The truth is that the only thing that gang stalkers do is gang stalk you until you snap and get to that point where your perception changes. And after that, they stop gang stalking you because you're automatically in that world where you are literally reprogramming your mind to perceive everything against you, to perceive that people are following you. Everything else, you just perceive it. So that's where it starts with gang stalkers know how that actually works. So once your perception is twisted, those words as something that is said against you. Like when I was at the gym, I literally heard people just saying up, like a normal workout thing. And I used to hear that as shut up. That's how my mind would interpret it. That's what I call the commands. But, they could have been just lifting weights and just be like, up, So even the clanks of the weights, I perceive them as being against me. And that is what gives the impression that gang stalkers are doing things indirectly. But they're not actually doing that. You are perceiving them like that. Now, well, I think that's all I have to say for this video. Is that, oh, well, hold on. Like, I also noticed that I have to literally keep my mind apart from, like, keep them separate from people. And I know that sounds weird, but there were times where, like, someone would walk by, and then in my mind I would hear the voice, like if it was coming from them, and it would say, shut up, or something like that, without them saying anything. Now, I strongly believe that well, I don't know what to believe about that, to be honest. I'm still confused. I know that the whole experience was purposely done. And I also know that whenever you are, well, and I also know that the only thing that gang stalkers do is literally put you in that state of mind. All they do is trying to keep you in that state of mind as long as possible. And when they see that you're out of it, they put you back in there. And there's a point where you yourself start perceiving the world as the world trying to put you in that state of mind. Because I perceived it like that. And just going to the gym and hearing people clacking the weights and and you know and grunting, that in itself, I would perceive it as people trying to put me in a trance, and I would go in the trance. Reality in itself would put me in that state of mind. So now I am repurposing all the things that used to put me in that state of mind. I already told you guys in my previous video that like I'm using now my environment to tell me to fix up my posture, to to engage my core, and I'm continuously telling myself things that I want to be, things that I want to do, in order to destroy this false narrative of reality. Someone literally told me, like I saw them. They told me, right now you're living in an alternate narrative. And the thing is that I don't, if that it's true, but I cannot seem, I have to refuse to believe that anything that anyone says, that anyone does, in the concept of gang stalking doesn't exist. And I am slowly replacing all my thoughts with thoughts that only are glued to the reality where gang stalking isn't real. It was years of my mind getting twisting my entire reality. But for the first time in a very long time, I can actually watch a movie or two even and enjoy it. That hasn't happened to me in years. I'm actually able to be here and to not feel that everyone is listening to me. Like I feel like normal for once in many years. And that's something to celebrate. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.